I'm literally sat here waiting for the floor to dry downstairs, and I can't even remember what time I finished mopping it. I'm so confused. And the thing is, I looked at the time when I came up here because I thought, I hope my dad doesn't come on with the dog for at least half an hour, because I've not used a mop. I've used a spray mop, but it still takes a good half an hour to completely dry the floor. And obviously if she comes in, there'll be little paw prints and shoe prints, but it is actually raining, and it's rained, or it has rained, it might have stopped, but I think it's due to rain again. So I don't know why I mopped it, because the floor's going to get dirty anyway, but it needed doing, so I did it. But I literally can't remember what time I came up here, because obviously I mop my way to the stairs and then come up the stairs, but I don't have a clue when it was. Brought a drink up with me. It's water with apple and strawberry from Aldi. I put a bit too much in, it's a bit sweet, but I've put too much in. It needs watering down, but I'm not going to water it down, I'm just going to drink it because I'm thirsty. For about 2.5 hours I was fighting sleep. Do you know, like seriously fighting? Do you know when you're really extremely tired? And I think the extreme tiredness started at something like 3:30 or something. And I was like, I wish I could go to bed. And firstly, I can't, because the husky seems to want constant attention. And if I'd gone up to bed, I wouldn't want to set an alarm. Yeah, I might wake up in 2 hours' time, but I might wake up in 5 hours' time. And I know she'd be fine for that 5 hours. But then I'd have to get up and spend some time with her, and then when it's bedtime, I probably won't want to go to bed because I've had 5 hours sleep, and then I'll be up half the night. Then I'll probably have 2 hours sleep, and I'll probably feel worse for messing my sleep up. And I kept thinking, I need to go to bed, I'm really tired. I was so tired. And I thought, you might just be thirsty, because sometimes when you're extremely thirsty, you get like this, and you don't always realise it's to do with not having enough to drink. But then I was like, I've definitely had a good amount to drink today, because there's days when I have far less and I don't feel like this. But I had about, how many drinks did I have? I had some water with something in, like a bottle with something in. Not the same as this something. I've got multiple things in the fridge. I've got like a blackcurrant one from Robinson's. I've got a fruit one. It's orange and something. I can't remember what the other flavour is. I have Ribena, and there might be something else. There might be, I'm not sure. Then I had a Mogu. Then I had a coffee. I feel like I've had something else, and now I've got this. I started to feel more awake about 45 minutes ago, but not like massively more awake, but I felt a lot more awake, even though now I'm still quite tired. So I did think maybe I haven't had enough to drink in general over several days, and maybe it's just caught up with me, or today I'm just extra thirsty or whatever. But I have got like a bit of a headache, like, and it's just there, like it's just like a not bad headache. But as soon as they went out, I started doing things, because obviously she's with me the majority of the time, and I knew I wanted to mop the floor, and I was like picking up all her rubbish, because she chews things up and scatters things around the house, and I was trying to do it so I didn't have to rack the house, and I was like, there's just too much dog fluff. There wasn't like an obscene amount, but I didn't want it to stick to the floor, so I had to rack, and then I mopped, and then I've been sat here, and I must have been sat here at least 20 minutes. I was just doing stuff on my phone, and then I started filming, but I literally can't remember what time I came up, and I feel like that's really bad. But I am going to drink some more of this drink. Like I said, I have had extreme tiredness before, and not the lethargic tiredness, but just like a very extreme tiredness where you like, I need to lie down, I'm probably going to be asleep in 10 seconds. That's how tired I felt. And I've had it in the past where I've not necessarily thought, oh, you might be like really extremely dehydrated, go and drink some drinks. And there's times where the tiredness will go on, and I'll be there like, I need to stay awake, I need to stay awake, and I'll be like trying to do things to just stay awake. Because it'd be like 3, 4 in the afternoon, and I'd be like, I can't justify going to bed. And then there's times where I'll go and have a drink, and I might be drinking the drink, and I might think, oh, how much have you had to drink today? Because that was the thing that I didn't realise. I had more than I generally would have done, although like I'd not had tons. I had more than I do generally. But like I said, like there's times when I think, oh, maybe like, how much have you had to drink today? And then I might drink a second drink almost immediately. And then it might be like half an hour later, I might think, oh, I'll have another one. And then eventually I do start to feel better because I've been drinking. But there are times when I don't realise, like it might be just lack of liquid in my body. So even though I know a lot of the time it is that, I don't always remember to drink a lot to try and make myself feel better. And there's also times when you do get extreme tiredness and it's because you're coming down with something, which fingers crossed I'm not. So I am hot though, and there's no heating on, obviously. I don't even know why I said that. I think I have been wondering, like, at what point am I going to put the heating on, like, and is it going to be permanently on, or we're going to have some cold weather, then it's going to be okay, and then cold, I don't know. Because I feel like we didn't have a really bad, like, autumn winter last year, or winter especially, like, it wasn't super cold. From memory, I don't think I struggled with the coldness last year. And I don't necessarily struggle. There's certain things that I find, like, when it's colder, that I find some things harder to do. Like, do you know when it's super cold and you're in your warm bed and your alarm goes off and like you've got to get up and you're there like, I don't want to get out of my warm bed. And I'm not always super cold in my bedroom anyway, because heat rises and things like that, so it's not always super cold. But sometimes like you think, oh, it's not that cold, and then you like move the covers and you're like, oh god, no, I don't want to get out. Another thing I don't like is when, if you have a shower and you get in the shower and you get nice and warm, and then you stop the shower and open the shower door, you just hit with this coldness. I don't like that. I don't mind like walking the dog and it's cold outside, because I layer up. Sometimes I have too many bloody layers on. It's really difficult at times, especially like September, October. It's hard to work out how much you need on and what you don't need on. And there's been times when I've got too many layers on, but there's also been times where I haven't got enough layers on and I've been cold on walks. I won't say I've been frozen cold, because when you're being dragged constantly, just moving constantly, you're like going up hills and stuff, or she's looping around like an idiot, you've got to get her under control, and you're like dealing with a super strong husky, you do get warm. I can literally, when it's super cold, get out my car, feel a little bit cold and like uncomfortable with the coldness, but it's not super cold for me. And then like 20 minutes later I could be absolutely sweating, thinking, oh my god, why have I got all these layers on? But then if I don't wear all the layers, I'm cold. So it's really difficult finding the middle ground at times. And I need to buy some clothes. I really need some basics, and then I want some like sweatshirts, a couple of hoodies. I like hoodies, do you know, when it's really cold, because they help keep the back of your neck warm even if you don't have the hood up, because you've got all that material behind you. But I do prefer sweatshirts in general, but I do love a good cozy hoodie. And I've been holding back on topping up my basics because I had a clear out in July. Well, I think I started it in June. And I got rid of about 8 bags of clothes. And there was stuff that I was keeping hold of. Some of it went to charity. Well, I think about 7 bags actually went to the tip. And I think 7 or 8 went to the tip. and I think I did 2 bags for the charity shop. And I had a lot of stuff. Do you know when you keep stuff and you think, I'll wear it around the house because it's stuff that you really like, but you can't really wear it out the house because it might have like a stain on it, or it might be really bobbled, or the print might be really worn off, or whatever it is, depending on what it is. So I had quite a big pile of stuff to wear around the house, and some of it I weren't wearing because I had a lot of it. So I got rid of a lot of t-shirts predominantly, because it's t-shirts that I probably have worn on dog walks, or worn like with jeans, or tops in general, or sweatshirts, or whatever it is for dog walks, or just general. And some of them I've probably worn a lot, because I do tend to always end up with a couple of favourite sweatshirts, a favourite hoodie, a few favourite t-shirts and things like that. I always end up with favourites. And obviously when you've got favourites for certain things, you tend to wear those favourites again and again and again. So I did have too many t-shirts and loungewear type things, and I got rid of the majority of them. So I know I need a couple of loungewear things, because I've still got some things. Some of the things have literally been bought as loungewear and I've not worn them to death. But I do like when I end up with t-shirts that I've like worn a lot, to have to just wear around the house, like with like a pair of jogging bottoms, or like pyjama bottoms, or whatever. But I did get rid of a ton, and then I got rid of like clothes that I've worn a lot, because I don't like giving stuff to charity shop, even though some of them will take absolutely anything, and obviously like the more used they are, the cheaper they sell them for. And there's some charity shops want brand new stuff, and there's some that will like take absolutely everything off you, because even if they can only sell it for like £1, like that's £1 towards the charity. So, but I'm still reluctant to give things that I wouldn't buy personally. Do you know, if you saw something in the charity shop and like it was a good condition. So things that I've worn up to maybe 5 times, I'm more than happy to give to a charity shop. There's been the odd thing where I've worn it a lot more, but there's literally no wear or tear that I've donated, so other people can have if they want, and then that's money towards a charity shop. But in general, there was just a lot of stuff that I'd worn a lot, or there was things that I'd only worn a couple of times, washed them, and they'd bobbled really badly, and it looked like I'd worn them like 200 times. And there were things that didn't fit me, like either way too big, or they don't fit the way that I want them to fit. Like they might fit me, but I don't like the fit on me. So there was about 7 or 8 bags of stuff, and I'm talking bin liners. I didn't always fill them to the top, because then they would be like too heavy, but I did get rid of a lot. But there's stuff that I could probably go through and get rid of as well, and things that to go to the charity shop. And I know I'm short on basics, you know, to wear outside the house, and I know I need a few bits and pieces loungewear wise. But the reason why I've not bought it is because I have a habit of finding things that I don't realise that I have. And because I've planned a second clear out, and the reason I've not done it is obviously we're in the school holidays now currently. I find it very stressful at times, so I've not done it, but I did plan on doing it when they've gone back to school. So when they go back to school, I should hopefully be able to start doing another clear out of the clothes. And I've done more than clothes, like I've done the house, because I'm planning a more in-depth clear out of the house, because I didn't get rid of much from the house. Well, I got rid of a good amount, but I kept seeing things and thinking, that's for next time, that's for next time, that's for next time. So it's a big job, but it's definitely going to get done. Like I generally have 2 clear outs a year, but what I cleared out in June, July was like 10 times more than I generally do. I just hold on to things, like, and not just clothes, but clothes especially. I'm like, oh, I wear that around the house, I wear that around the house, I could put that in the morning, like if I've got nothing else put on. And I just keep hold of things, and like I said, there was things that I don't even wear, like even for like round the house, like, and it's just piling up. And there was things that I didn't even realise I had, or that I didn't know I had anymore, or things that I literally didn't know existed. And I found some things I didn't know I owned, basically. And like there was things that like I knew I had but I could never find because it's just this massive mountain of clothes, especially on the chair of doom in my bedroom. So I did have a clear out, but I knew at the time I could probably go back through and do it again. Not to that extent because I don't have that amount to get rid of again, but I do want to go back through it all and like have a big cull. And then I might be able to do a lot more for charity because I think a lot more of the stuff is probably more suitable for charity rather than to the tip. So, because I do find things that I didn't realise I had, I am holding back on buying basics. And obviously, like, we've not even got to, like, past the summer holidays, so I don't necessarily need to get things, like, I've got enough, but there are things that definitely need replacing. Whether I've got them or don't have them, I definitely need to buy some stuff, but I don't want to buy stuff when I do have a habit of finding things. It's not always necessarily clothes that I find. I do find bits of clothing that I don't realise I have, because that happened during my clear out. God, I'm tired. Like, my body's tired. I don't just mean the tiredness that I felt for hours, although like I said, I don't feel as tired as I did.